Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts. I'm back playing again, this time going to the next world after Neverland.
I am so glad we're out of there and we don't have to see that criminal failure Peter Pan again. I feel awful even thinking about the fact he's in this game.
I'm glad we got that really attractive and cute, really helpful summon Tinkerbell for the rest of the game.
Guys, that was actually 2 parts ago, so it wasn't as recent. Last time we saw another me and JFK in that Pooh level. Joe, before you go nuts over Tinkerbell, can someone let us know what's going on with the next world?
Not quite. We will definitely go over the next world soon as there's a lot to discuss, but I'm sensing we're about to see someone new very soon, as is typical in the Gummy Ship.
I've slipped into another timeline again. Though this one's cursed energy reads differently. What is this place?
Hey, Barack, are you going to freak out like last time you saw another version of you or not?
Well, he certainly looks a lot like me, but those tattoos are just enough to ensure I'm not going to be incomprehensible like I was before.
I don't recall giving you permission to speak. Explain where I am, mortals.
You literally asked us where you were not 30 seconds ago. You're in another world compared to the one you likely reside in, which I assume have their own versions of presidents considering you look almost exactly like Barack. We're doing a playthrough of Kingdom Hearts, and you're like the 13th guy we've come across. We don't really know why you specifically are here, but it's been a pretty frequent event for the past year or so that we've been playing the game on and off.
And here we are, Hollow Bastion.
This place does look pretty nice.
Just because I'm the 13th guy, don't expect me to join your organization. How do I leave this wretched place?
We weren't planning on recruiting you to the group. As for how you leave, it's kind of an automatic thing. There's this guy named 11 who usually takes people back to their world right when a keyhole is sealed or something else important happens in the game. Not sure if he will join us today, but for now you're with us. While we let you take it all in, we'll introduce the group to Hollow Bastion.
So can I freeze these bubbles?
You can do that, though. You probably don't need to freeze the specific ones. There are a few you can do in an optional area, but you'll never be required to do that. So the whole thing about this place is it's a world like Destiny Islands and Traverse Town, where it's not from any Disney worlds. Still, we'll see a new Disney character in a moment.
Hey, I think we saw this place a while ago when Riku was surrounded by blue walls.
No vessel, no help from the Heartless. So tell me, how'd you get here?
I simply believed. Nothing more to it. When our world fell into darkness, Belle was taken from me.
So most characters go to Traverse Town when their world is lost, but some Disney characters become summonable items and Beast just showed up here because he believed it? How many ways can people go from one world to another?
I have to be honest, I have no idea how that all works since there's never any real explanation behind how it happens.
We'll have her back!
Take her if you can.
Okay, guys, I am absolutely sure this guy is Tarzan. He just has to be. I can't think of anyone else who would be by now.
No, Joe, this is not Tarzan since we already saw him like 9 parts ago at this point.
Time. I've been waiting for you. We've always been rivals, haven't we? You've always pushed me, as I've always pushed you.
Riku!
But it all ends here. There can't be 2 Keyblade Masters.
I don't see why there couldn't be, unless there was some rule about not having more than one at a time. And how do you even become a Keyblade Master anyway?
It usually involves a fight where you don't show darkness or saving someone from a bad dream.
Maleficent was right. You don't have what it takes to save Kairi. It's up to me. Only the Keyblade Master can open the secret door and change the world.
So, new Barack guy, how are you enjoying yourself so far?
I will allow you all the luxury of being alive in my presence for now. Despite my overwhelming cursed energy and incredibly sick gamer skills, you shall all relax as I am here.
That didn't really answer my question, and I don't feel any more relaxed.
Has he even told us his name yet?
I will take over control of Sora should you ever get low on health or struggle out of the kindness of my soul.
We haven't really needed any gameplay help, but thanks for the offer, I guess.
My soul being a personification of the realm of darkness, but regardless. You are all safe while the mighty Sukuna is present. Now sing my praises, scum.
No, I think we'll be all right.
Sora! Sorry.
So that's it? Sora loses his Keyblade, and within a minute Donald and Goofy just leave him for Riku? Must not be that great friends if they're willing to bail on him so quickly.
This is definitely Sora's lowest point in the game, both in terms of not having a Keyblade and not having his friends. But yes, the others leaving him does seem quite abrupt.
I came to fight for Belle. And though I am on my own, I will fight. I won't leave without her. That's why I'm here.
I'm glad he's here to fight with me, especially if I don't have the Keyblade. I didn't think I just wouldn't have it at some point.
You only have to go through a little bit of this world without it, then it won't go away again. It doesn't last very long.
Me too. I'm not gonna give up now. I came here to find someone very important to me.
All right, I'll try to navigate around this place for a while, but I do need to ask in the meantime. New guy that looks like me, what exactly are you? Might as well get to know you a little since you'll be here for the next 20 or so minutes.
If I am truly stuck here for the foreseeable future, allow me to properly introduce myself. Ahem. Good afternoon, you cowardice Keyblade clappers. I am Sukuna, the king of curses and bringer of fire to burn down your local churches. I am the main antagonist of the GPU, the Game Producer universe, or who is sometimes known as Galloper Partaker 9. As long as you don't anger me with pathetic P-brain gameplay, I will allow you to walk away with your lives. You are welcome in advance.
That's kind of a lot to take in all at once. Like I'm going to die if I don't play well enough? Not sure why you'd care about Kingdom Hearts gameplay that much? I mean, I'm sure I'll do fine, but that's a little extreme of a punishment.
And what was that you said about burning churches? I don't think that's a good idea. When I was the Joe Devil, I had to fight my enemy Bullseye in a church once. It didn't go well.
First off, Joe, that did not happen to you, and second, you're a bad guy in a world that makes video games, or whatever a Galloper Partaker is.
I don't think we're really going to get answers to any of what he just said, nor would we really want to. Since Barack is still doing his exploring down here, this can be the obligatory part where we usually ask what it is your group of presidents usually do. So, Sukuna, what is it that your group of presidents usually do? Are they gamers like most of the ones we've seen here?
On a good day, they're bigger choke artists than B-Rabbit at the start of 8 Mile. They primarily play Pokemon games such as Sapphire and the fan game Infinite Fusion, and when they inevitably are about to lose their run, I will take over for Barreled and clutch out a victory. By mastering my technique to read the game's code and RNG displacement, I can effectively manipulate the game into whatever state I desire for it to be in. It is one of the many reasons why I'm considered beyond special grade, you see.
Oh, great, another Pokemon guy. Surely they aren't still making games by now. Haven't they run their course yet?
Donald, there's like 1,000 Pokemon and they make billions of dollars from the franchise. They're not going to stop anytime soon.
I'd imagine they would run out of ideas for them after a while. There's only so many items and animals to base characters off of. And didn't they announce some game for the Switch 2 that was $70 and had DLC announced for $30 before the game even came out? I know they probably took some inspiration for the most popular book ever written, that being The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump, but even still, that's asking a lot from people.
Not like you'd have an issue paying for it with all the money you supposedly have.
It's more the principle of having already created content and charging separately when they could have just put it on the cartridge to begin with. Or not on the cartridge in the case of the game key cards, which has been a major sticking point for a lot of people.
And games are just getting more expensive all the time. I thought inflation was bad for me, but games and consoles and subscriptions are just getting way higher than they've ever been.
I find it amusing how we're going through this new world with no Keyblade and without the usual friends we've had in the game, while there's a guy who looks like me, but probably some higher level being that can read into the code of games, but you two are too busy talking about video game prices to acknowledge any of that.
Oh yeah, maybe we should be a little more focused on that right about now.
Okay, just focus on something else instead of all the princesses and don't say anything weird. I can do this.
Oh, purest of hearts, reveal to me the keyhole!
I don't know what that is, but I doubt it's good to let it activate.
We'll be going up there later on, so you'll be able to see what it is soon enough.
Be on your guard. They're close, I can feel it. Are you ready for them? No?
So the Heartless can just imitate people. I didn't know they could do that. Kind of like what Yuffie did when we met her.
I never thought of it that way, but that is pretty similar.
quit while you can.
No, not without Kairi.
The darkness will destroy you.
You're wrong, Riku. The darkness may destroy my body, but it can't touch my heart. My heart will stay with my friends. It'll never die.
Really? Well, we'll just see about that.
Ah!
So Donald and Goofy are just casually staring in the background, watching their friend probably die in front of them. I feel like if any of us had to deal with that, then we'd not just stay there saying nothing while it happened.
They're doing something now, so that's nice.
Well, I'm not gonna betray Sora either, because he's become one of my best buddies after all we've been through together. See you later, Donald. Could you tell the king I'm really sorry?
Hold on, Goofy! We'll try them together! Well, you know, out for one and right for all.
Honestly, Beast was doing really well by himself, so I imagine he would be fine as a partner instead of these two, especially if they'd just abandoned Sora the first chance they get.
Goofy,
How will you fight without a weapon?
I know now I don't need the Keyblade. I've got a better weapon. My heart.
Your heart? What good will that weak little thing do for you?
Although my heart may be weak, it's not alone.
You can really tell this is a Disney product with all the sappy my friends are my power, or just believing in himself is the real way to solve your problems. Not really a criticism, but something I noticed anyway.
Now and then, if they don't forget me, then our hearts will be one. I don't need a weapon. My friends are my power.
So, I didn't bring this up earlier, but is there any reason why Riku just had the wooden sword with him to give to Sora? Seems like an unnecessary thing to just have at any given moment, even if it is just to mock Sora at his lowest.
I think Riku is just on another level of petty today and decided it would be funny to do that. I don't have any better explanation.
Hey, this isn't on topic to the sword thing, but Sukuna, you mentioned earlier something about Pokemon fusions. What are those? Are they in a game that I missed?
What happens when you combine Pikachu and Charizard? You get Charachu. Clefable and Steelix, Cleflix, Squirtle and Mimikyu, Squirt-You, aka your mother.
Wait, what?
It's the fascinating byproduct of pulverizing two digital monsters into one. It creates some absolute monstrosities, but they are beautiful creations in my eyes.
I really regret asking that question now.
So, your heart won this battle.
Now that I think about it, there are some cool combinations of Pokemon I'd like to see. I think it would be cool to have like a Kangaskhan pouch, but the inside of a Slugma or something so it would be really warm. I'd like to go in there to know how it feels like.
Normally I'd mention something about you mispronouncing that Pokemon's name, but honestly I'm really wanting to move on to any topic besides that one. Sukuna, do you have anything less disturbing you'd like to ask us?
What are all of your end goals in this? What is the final accomplishment you weaklings aim to achieve from this adventure?
Well, for Jordan and I, it's primarily to learn more about the loss of various worlds in the multiverse and how, if at all possible, we can stop it. A secondary goal has been to learn more about the other worlds themselves based on the guests that we find, such as yourself. We've learned quite a lot, such as the fact that various characters that aren't directly related to presidents such as yourself and Knuckles can appear here despite not properly being presidents.
In your adventures in these worlds, have you come across a lowlife known as Dark Brandon? It's been quite some time since I've seen him, and I'm in urgent need of putting his life cycle to an end.
Well, I don't remember any of this, but I got possessed back in the deep jungle world, and from what I was told after it was him. I wasn't really conscious to know for sure, but if he can possess people like me, then yeah, that's him.
So that heartless husk has been here. Ever since he beat my clone in a game of Pokemon Showdown, I've been meaning to show him more than 2% of my power in person. I demand you summon him here now for me so I can rid the world of his idiotic evil.
Not quite how it works. We've only seen one person come here at a time. Unless you'd count when this silhouette took Joe away in Monstro, and whoever took Donald away from the 100-acre wood, but other than that, it's like a revolving door of guests, but never more than one main person at a time.
Seems I will duel him later. Noted.
I must say, Barack, you are doing very well with the books. This is essentially a puzzle where you have to put them in certain locations that will open up the bookshelves, because apparently that's just a natural thing for them to do when they're organized. Not all of them are required, but the majority need to be found to unlock the door on the second floor.
Yeah, it's not all that difficult to know where they go since they're well color coordinated, but yeah, it's weird going to other sections of the room with the shelves moved around since you go to them in a different way than you did at first. Still, I think I'll be done here soon enough.
I often get lost in regular libraries, so I would not have wanted to go around that one.
We probably would have been here all day if you were playing, so I am glad you aren't right now. Barak, you just have to get some emblem pieces so I can trust you'll figure out what to do well enough here.
Ah, yes, there is a detail I've been meaning to address thus far. Apparently, the putrid presidents of my world killed my future self at the end of Infinite Fusion. So my current plan is to utilize the Twin Osama's time-traveling ability to slaughter them once I return home.
How do you even say these outrageous things as if they're just casual conversation? You mean you died and you're going to travel back through time or something? How would you even do that?
Okay, I already had one investment into one of our guests who was facing his own death, so I'm not going through all that again.
This is just like young Zay Nort in Dream Drop Distance. Weird how that just happened to work out.
Saku from where again? Why is it special that he's young?
Oh, don't worry about that. It's from a much later game in the series, and we're not getting to that in the channel, so you don't have to remember him for this playthrough.
Oh, okay, that works. Plus, I'd have no idea how to say his name normally, and with PlayHT being weird about pronouncing unique names, it would be a hassle to keep saying that guy's name.
Hey, Sukuna, out of curiosity, does your world have a being more powerful than you? We learned from a different me recently that there are superior beings across the multiverse, and wasn't sure if you or someone else would qualify.
Well, there was a single powerful god in my universe that was omnipotent and ruled over all that existed, but he annoyed me one day, so I slayed his puny ass for lunch. I am not aware of any of these so-called superior beings you mentioned, but contrary to popular belief, I would love if they did exist. I need some fresh competition in my life.
That was a lot to take in, but I think you would qualify based on your story.
Why? It was mine.
Know this. The heart that is strong and true shall win the Keyblade.
What? You're saying my heart's weaker than his?
For that instant it was. However, you can become stronger.
It might just be me, but he sounded a lot like Tim Curry in that last line. I doubt he's in the game, but sounded pretty close to the same.
He is not in this game, but I can hear what you mean now that you bring it up.
To the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger.
What should I do?
It's really quite simple. Open yourself to the darkness. That is all. Let your heart, your being, become darkness itself.
I'm almost afraid to ask, but I do wonder. Sukuna, are there any little things about your world that are really different than others? Like something that really stands out, or even something really weird? Or does your Joe do anything cool there?
For one, your characters seem less irritating than my lot. They have a habit of describing certain people and Pokemon in graphic detail. For example, my Gojo Biden commonly refers to the pocket monster Swalot as Father Swaliali, constantly asking him to swig on his super rod and consume his entire being for existential pleasure. I've seen him gush his gummy ship right into the palm of a Swalot's hand, all the while unleashing a maximum magical water za against that big-bodied blob.
Joe, you are not allowed to ask any more questions.
The music here is beyond phenomenal. Silence fools and appreciate perfection. Ah yes, this soundtrack does take me back. I used to listen to it all the time while watching those morons at home fail to catch a level 7 Electabuzz.
Oh, so you know about this game? What else do you know about it?
The crossover and concept of Kingdom Hearts is a fascinating one. About traveling to other worlds, the power of darkness, letting your heart be your guiding key, the mystery behind what Kingdom Hearts is altogether is super interesting. Funny enough, it's when these concepts get explored in depth and explained is when they lose their magic. Aside from that, I've also gotten the platinum trophies for all the games with one hand and half asleep in about 26 hours straight. This record was only recently beaten by my nobody version, that sneaky bastard.
This is normally the part where I'd bring out my facts and logic against your absolutely absurd claims, such as your clearly impossible speedrun, but considering how you've apparently killed a superior being in your world, I think I'll keep all of my corrections to myself.
Are we going to talk about what he said for Swalot? I don't know what any of that means, although I think it's best I don't know. Also, I'm not familiar with the Go Joe Biden or Father Swaliali are.
No, I think we can think about this to better understand where he came from and what his presidents do. Although I do need to ask Jordan or Ben, can you clarify what a water za is?
In context of this series, it's the highest level version of the water spell, which is used to create splash damage after initially hitting an enemy both figuratively and literally. It's only in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, okay, thank you. I'm going to ponder this while more gameplay and probably a few more cutscenes come up.
I am terrified of whatever theory you're going to come up with based on Sukuna's insane Swalot description, so I'm just going to focus on the game as much as I can.
So, I see the path has emerged at last.
Yes. The keyhole to the darkness.
Unlock it. And the Heartless will overrun this world.
So you can just create keyholes now? I never really thought about that since they seem to be pretty naturally placed up to now.
I will use its power to rule all worlds.
Such confidence.
Oh. Ah. Impossible. The princesses of Heart are all here.
Something tells me that's not good if they're all together near that keyhole. Hey, now that I think about it, are some of them like Alice or Kyrie actually princesses? I haven't watched some of the movies in a while, but I don't think they are.
I think it's more what their hearts represent rather than their literal designation in royalty for the respective worlds they come from. Some things in this series are not meant to be taken too literally, but some are so it's confusing.
I'll deal with them myself. You stay here and guard the princesses.
I know the youth of today refer to this as aura farming, but this seems very appropriate based on his blue glow.
I'm afraid you're too late. Any moment now, the final keyhole will be unsealed. This world will be plunged into darkness. It is unstoppable.
We'll stop it. After coming this far, there's no way we're gonna let that happen.
Unless she takes away his Keyblade too, then Donald and Goofy join her. Wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
Me, the mistress of all evil!
All right, guys, I think I figured it out. The Joe in Sukuna's universe did have sexual relations with that swallow. Think about it, he's clearly not actually talking about swigging on a super rod, or in Joe's case, an old rod. He also means putting his gummy ship and orders in him as a not very subtle metaphor for what he's actually doing, but even going into more detail about that is probably going to age restrict us if it hasn't already.
So Barack, I see you're doing fine in the fight since you're using arrow very effectively and staying on that platform.
Yeah, it was a little tricky at points, but it wasn't too difficult after just being careful like I always am.
Isn't anyone going to acknowledge if my theory sounded correct?
No, Donald, I do not want to acknowledge anything you just said because I'm already going to need years of therapy as it is, and saying any of it out loud here is just going to make it even worse, so regardless of whether or not you are correct, I am going to attempt blocking out, probably with copious amounts of alcohol later tonight.
Do you need some help?
Riku!
Is that?
Yes, a Keyblade. But unlike yours, this Keyblade holds the power to unlock people's hearts.
Hey, Riku, your voice sounds a little off. You might want to try clearing your throat or something since it's not really the same.
Now, open your heart. Surrender it to the darkness. Become darkness itself!
This is it. This power. Darkness. The true darkness!
I can feel my energy taking me away again, most likely to my own world. Just as I was starting to tolerate this place because of the music. If you see Dark Brandon again, tell him. He's a bitch.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are going to say that to him if we see him again. Still, if you can somehow hear us, thank you for joining the group today, Sukuna.
And thank you for your sufficiently succulent swallow-up description. Your serendipitous sayings stay in our minds and still seem so suspicious with your surprisingly special standing in your world.
I'm probably going to take Barack's strategy of alcohol to forget about what we heard today, but other than that, it was a great time. Barack, do you even need advice for this fight, or do you pretty much have it fine?
I'm going to be fine like I pretty much have been for the past 24 minutes. Nothing has really caused anyone that much difficulty in the gameplay so far for this playthrough.
I will say, before you finish this fight, we will not actually be finishing Hollow Bastion in this session. We will be finishing in the next one, so just wanted to be sure you were all aware while Barack finishes off the dragon.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Since we're not going to a new world, I'm not sure if we'll be meeting someone new next time.
Probably not, but we won't know until it happens. Either way, you did very well today, so I'm glad no issues happened from your gameplay.
How ironic. She was just another puppet after all.
Hey guys, before we do the outro and everything, isn't it weird how Sukuna just vanished at an odd time?
For sure, Joe, that is really weird how that just happened suddenly. Almost like someone didn't want him here.
11? When did you get here?
Oh, don't you worry about that for now. You better be worried about what's coming next. But for now, peace out, people.